Hello everyone, this is the introduction to the Room with a Door photography project. Start off by gathering an assortment of small interesting objects. Choose objects that will make an interesting silhouette, that you think will cast interesting shadows, or have interesting texture, or are meaningful to you. You can bring objects from home, use objects from the classroom, or a combination of both. I will provide sticky tack. Sticky tack is a sticky clay-like substance that you can tear off a little piece and use to help prop up your objects to keep them from rolling around. Next, set up the photo shoot area. You will need a light, and you could use the blue one that's shown in the photo, a box with a door cut in it, which I have already made. Use white paper as the floor, or I suppose you could try different colors and see how that turns out. You will need a DSLR and a tripod. Try objects in different positions. The more options you try, the better chance you have of finding an outstanding or unexpected arrangement. Try to create interesting cast shadows. I thought that this transparent teacup would create really neat shadows, and it turns out that it didn't really, although I only tried a few shots, so I could have tried harder and maybe had better results. The pom-poms cast more interesting cast shadows. Try objects that might look interesting when lit from behind. These objects are semi-transparent when the light hits them from behind, and that makes the color stand out. Pay attention to how the light falls on the object. The profile of this figure is traced with light, which is a beautiful effect. A few things I wish I had tried. More objects in each arrangement, although I do think that's a balance. You don't want to have so many objects that you can't see any shadows, but I think that if you perhaps did something like grouped one large object and a few smaller objects, that could be interesting. I wish I would have tried something shiny. And I wish I had moved the door a little more. I did move it some, but I think I could have experimented with that even more than I did. What are some of your ideas? Using shutter speed to control light and darkness. One option for controlling exposure of a photo is to change the shutter speed. Notice the changes in this series of photos. The f-stop in each photo is f4. The ISO on each photo is 100. You'll notice that what changes is the shutter speed. The first photo is 1/50th of a second, the second is 1/125th of a second, and the third photo is 1/60th of a second. You'll notice that that creates different effects in each photo. Every lighting situation is different. Experiment with your settings. It depends on the color of your object, the transparency of your object, how close the object is to the light, or how far away it is. So move your options around on the camera and try many different settings. Here is your assignment. Take 10 to 20 photos. Take photos of several objects in different positions. Try to create interesting cast shadows. Turn them into Google Classroom. As a reminder, 10 photos is a B, 15 is an A-, and 20 is an A. Evaluate your photos carefully. Choose the one with the strongest composition that clearly meets the project criteria. Edit your best photo. Check the levels, exposure, and saturation, and adjust if needed. Consider making creative edits if you wish, such as black and white, toning, etc. Turn in your best photo to Google Classroom. That's it, everyone. Have fun with this project.